All eyes on Doge. Big runner. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big runner. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up, movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up, movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.60. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Kriss here on a Tuesday afternoon, evening time. How's everybody doing? It is Veterans Day here in the United States. So to all American vets, thank you for your service. And for other countries, vets as well, thank you for your service as well. Keeping the world at peace as much as we can. So today, I didn't have to work today. How about you? Did you get the day off? Well, some of you aren't working anyway, I know. But I didn't have to work today, so I got to enjoy my day watching red in the markets. Yes, my friends, it is one of those days again where we have red across the crypto market. So let's talk about it. What's going on? And we're in a pickle because I had to bring the food in, of course, front running Friday, because Friday is National Pickle Day. So we're just going to have a pickle kind of week. It's going to be pickles for the week. Because, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things we do here, right? We talk about food. So pickles it is today. Pickles. 17.29. This red candle right there, that's that 10 o'clock candle. Bitcoin. Big 10 o'clock candle. Typically that's Jane Street, but they shouldn't have been working today, but I guess they were. And they dumped the market right at 10 o'clock on the nose. You can look it up, called the Jane Street dump, right at 10 o'clock. It's just like magic. Many, many times. It's just 10 o'clock. They are a market maker. They dump the market, taking out longs. And it just never really came back today. Bitcoin just never came back. It was at 104.5, came down to 103.5, and now it's testing 102.5. Yeah, not good. Not good. Meanwhile, though, we've got the stock market. Like what? S&P 500 is up today. The NASDAQ was kind of a little up and down. Dow Jones close to a new all-time high. Like what's going on? Stocks are up. Crypto's down. Very odd. Bitcoin dominance is hanging right around 60% again. This morning it was down here 59.8. Little Bitcoin comeback in the afternoon while alts were getting pushed down like Dogecoin. We start with Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, Doge extend losses ahead of the end of the U.S. government shutdown. Could this be the market makers front running tomorrow's good news? What could be tomorrow? What could be tomorrow? Is this a front run? So they're taking out the longs while they can before retail starts buying back in, where the market makers won't be able to dump it. Interesting. So we'll be watching that. Nash Crypto is like, US stocks are pumping hard, Bitcoin dumping hard. F this crypto shit, man. I think Ash has kind of had it. Everybody's making money over in the stock market, and we're just like, oh man, what is going on here in crypto? I thought crypto was supposed to be correlated to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ goes up, crypto goes up. Nope. Manipulation, my friends. Manipulation. And Gel says, of course, this is something else, Cockroach season, he calls it. It's cockroach season. This bull cycle has been different from others. Historically, pullbacks were swift, brutal sell-offs that got bought up quickly. In some cases, you'd sleep through the whole thing. Now we see agonizingly slow bleeds that systematically wreck morale and completely eradicate any belief in a continued run higher. The game has become harder, but your job remains the same: survive, because this too shall pass. This too shall pass. So yeah, we're in cockroach season, according to Jill. Cockroach season. So yeah. Isn't that nice? Cockroaches. Merlin's like, look, CME gaps. You know this one down here, I've been talking about it, 92, 93K, right? So Merlin's like, hey, in order for Bitcoin to go up, we may need to see it come down and close the CME gap. Doesn't always happen, my friends, but there are some people who insist this is going to happen. $92,000 Bitcoin. So I'm watching that. Meanwhile, he's also looking at Bitcoin dominance, and he's like, look, and I showed this morning, the 50-week EMA, right, was support all the way from 2023, and it flipped into resistance now. So the 50-week moving average on the Bitcoin dominance chart is resistance. So we will be watching that going forward and seeing whether Bitcoin dominance goes back up, like, Ben Cowan predicted. And right now it's just, but bouncing at resistance. We'll watch that. Meanwhile, Doge, Trader Allen's like bullish on Dogecoin. Prepare for the most powerful impulsive moves in each Dogecoin cycle happening soon. We haven't had it this cycle yet. We're still waiting. It still keeps getting pushed out to the right, just keeps getting pushed out a little further, a little further. Last year at this time, Doge was pumping. Of course, we had a reason for it, right? We had the whole Trump and Elon thing with Doge and all of that, right? Needs a catalyst. Got to have a catalyst. We had that a year ago. Doge was pumping. Today, not so much. But it could. We get the right catalyst. Doge still can pump. Meanwhile, economics. We got to talk a little economics. Some interesting charts to look at. First, what's going on in real estate? Here we are, now in November, kind of the main fall real estate season is kind of coming to an end. And there's a lot of lagging houses out there on the market that didn't sell because they were either priced too high or they needed a lot of work. And so they're sitting on the market. And the real estate agents are trying to get the sellers to lower the price. So you start seeing prices coming down and still people aren't buying. Also, we had this chart here. Did you know from 2020 until 2025, the percent share of FHA loan locks went up every year from 2% to 3% to 4% to 5%. And do you know why that was? Because immigrants were allowed to get FHA loans for housing. Yes, non-residents were able to get FHA loans to buy houses. Well, guess what the Trump administration did? They stopped that. June was the first month after the FHA ban. And look what happened. The percent share of FHA loan locks went from 6% all the way down to below 1%. And June and July into August have been even lower. In other words, free money to buy houses for a lot of people. That got taken out. So yeah, the housing market is not looking great. We still have over 6% rates for mortgages, right? That's double what it was just a few years ago. So that's not cool. Additionally, we've got this. And this is a chart that has been shown for a while now, for the past at least few years. But this is the number of 30-year-olds who are both married and homeowners. Both married and homeowners. The percent of 30-year-olds from over 50% in the 1960s to 45% in the 1980s. And since the 1990s, it has steadily declined to now it's about 10%. Only 10% of 30-year-olds are married and own a home. No wonder socialism is starting to come back with Mamdani in New York City, because young people in America, they don't own houses. They're all renters or still living at home. They don't own houses anymore. So that's tough. So it's tough. So what do these people who don't own want? They want free stuff. It's the homeowners that don't want socialism, right? They want the safety, security of their house, right? Of course, house prices have also gone up at an extraordinary rate, particularly in 2020, as work from home became a big thing. And so we had this huge escalation in house prices, particularly at a time when mortgage rates were being dropped by the government. So all of that led to now where we've got still higher prices for houses, but not a lot of money available to buy. So that's pretty tough. I continue. The government shutdown. Okay, so tomorrow it looks like we may have the government shutdown ending. The new CR that the Senate just passed goes back to the House. The House will reconvene tomorrow. So tomorrow afternoon, evening time, we're going to have a vote in the House on the CR. If it passes, then it goes to the president to sign. I don't know if he signs it Wednesday night or Thursday. I don't know the timing of that, but it looks like the government shutdown is ending. But what does that mean? Is that going to be a pump? Some people are saying, oh, crypto is going to pump once the US government opens up. Is it? We got, what that means is the government is going to open up, and guess what? All of that data reporting is going to start up again. And the data reporting is not going to be good. We're going to get CPI and PPI reports, and we're going to get jobs reports, and the jobs reports are going to look bad. An estimated 50,000 jobs lost in October, according to Goldman Sachs. That's not good. Now, it will lead to the Fed, most likely in December, cutting interest rates again, but that's not till December, right? We got another month, more than a month to wait before that happens. And then we're going to be talking Santa rally, right? It's going to be the Santa rally time. The bulls are going to be like, oh, okay, well, we didn't get November. November ended up not mooning. Didn't get a moon. We didn't get an October. We didn't get a Moonvember. So Santa rally? Anybody? Santa rally? because the economic data that's going to be coming out once the government opens up, it's not going to be good. I just have a feeling it's not going to be good. And then there's going to be the R word, right? Recession, all this talk. Is the country going to go back into a recession? So all of that is coming. We will talk about it. I'm just, on a day like today, on a red day, I'm just putting that out there. Don't mean to interfere with Veterans Day. I'm sorry, but it's just one of those things. This is what's coming. Kalshi posted today that the searches for a second job have reached a new all-time high. So Google searches for second job is going up. People aren't able to make a paycheck work, not one paycheck, so they need a second job. We're getting back to that situation again. But then you've got, well, what should I go get a second job in? Or is my first job safe because of AI? That's right, AI. Microsoft just released a study showing the 40 jobs most at risk from AI. Interpreters and translators, historians, passenger attendants, sales reps, writers, authors, customer service reps. We've got CNC tool programmers, telephone operators. Are there still telephone operators? Ticket agents, travel clerks, broadcast announcers, radio DJs. That's going to go AI. What? Brokerage clerks. We know telemarketers are mostly all AI already. Concierge, political scientists. Guess AI, right? News analysts, reporters, journalists, mathematicians. Yeah, math is screwed. Hope you're not majoring in math because the AI will beat you every time. And on and on and on it goes. It's coming. YouTube moderators. Yeah. We'll just have AI do it. We'll just have AI do it. Thank you, Ryan. We need moderators. We definitely need moderators. So here we are, already like 87 million liquidations in 4 hours. We go out to 24 hours. It's $470 million in the past 24 hours in liquidations. So that continues. Weakness in the market on a U.S. holiday because they can. And I blame Jane Street. At 10 o'clock, dump the market. Look at this. Look at the big red candle, 10 o'clock, Bitcoin, dump. So there it is. That's what we face. Again, I try and keep it real here, right? And I try and put this information out there. I'm not trying to lead anybody to the slaughterhouse, right? Not doing that. I'm just putting that out there. So that's what we have today. How's everybody doing? I know Khan has a lot of predictions, but it's still unsettled, Khan. We are unsure right now. We're uncertain right now. But I get it that you have your opinion. That's all right. I wonder if I should sell my bags and buy short leverage to participate. Danger, Will Robinson. You've seen the spikes up and you've seen the spikes down. It can go both ways. Be careful. We continuously dump at the beginning of the week and pump on the weekend and Sunday. It didn't. No, that's a recent thing for maybe 2 weeks. Before that, it was dumping on the weekends. So Not always consistent like that. I'd never. Okay. HD says, hey, still going to the moon with a pickle. You see my thumbnail? That was a Doge on the moon. It's a Doge pickle. Doge pickle on the moon. 2026. 2026. Bitcoin looks weak. Yes, it does, my friend. Bitcoin looks weak on all time frames. Bitcoin looks weak. Remember the glorious new all-time high we had on October 6th? That was a Monday. What happened on Tuesday? Right at 10 o'clock, dump. Yes, that was a big red candle right at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday on October 7th. Huge red candle, dump. Thank you, Jane Street, again. And then, of course, we had the big October 10th flash crash. And then just more dumpage continuing. Dumpage, Tuesday dumpage, Tuesday, Tuesday dumpage. A lot of Tuesdays, a lot of Tuesday dumps. How about last Tuesday? It was also a dump. Look at that. Wow. That's like 5 or 6 Tuesdays in a row. The market is dumped. That's a lot. That's a lot. Ugh. So much for Dogecoin breaking out of the bull flag. It's now not looking great. So I'm going to have to make a new chart probably tomorrow and try and figure this thing out. Not back in the red box yet. So it is between two boxes again. Between two boxes. There we are. Are we booming? Not today, my friend. Hold the pickles, please. I still stand on my total market cap to dip under 3 trillion before we bounce. We shall see. Can I see the orders on Megall? Yeah, I have a limit order in at 129, and it hit 129 a few times, but my order didn't fill. Let me check and make sure. Yeah, my order didn't fill. There were some other 129s that filled, but mine did not. Not happy about that. Why didn't mine fill? Still have open limit order at 129 because it was at 129. But yeah, I can see all the orders. There were a bunch at 129, 553 shares, 147 shares, but not mine. So I wait. Not sure how they expect to sell things when no one has a job or money. Their AI won't have much to do if the factories are closed. That's true. That is true. Yep. BTC making lower highs. On a bigger time frame, I mean the shorter time frame, Dogecoin is making higher lows and higher highs, which I called out on this chart right here, right? Of which this is still, even now, I pull this over, it's still a higher low. So for the last week, Dogecoin has been higher lows, even with the dip today, and higher highs. So there's some positivity there, right? Right? Still holding on to a higher low than the dip we had on Saturday, which was 17.1. So we're now 17.3. So still a higher low with consecutive higher highs every third day. So let's see if that holds. Yeah, Bitcoin drops below the 50-week moving average. It did last week too. There was a wick down, but it can go right back up. Yes, it's been a trying cycle. Who's this Jane Street character? Stop it. I know, right? Stupid market makers. We're going to pump up sooner or later. You have been advised. We'll be okay. Smash the likes, subscribe. Thank you. You missed the Jane Street thing? 10 o'clock. The 10 o'clock Jane Street witching hour. They're market makers. They dump the price. On October 7th, I know who dumped it on the 10th, but the 7th would have been Jane Street too. The term homeowners is misleading. You either rent from the bank or you rent from landlord. No, Matt, no. It's still, you have a mortgage, right? The bank has a claim on it, but you still own the home, even though there's still a mortgage. I mean, it's a technical thing. We can talk about that, but there's very few percentage of people that actually own their home outright. No mortgage. It's a small percentage of the overall population. Dry powder's ready. Too bad we don't have a $2,000 tariff dividend. I wouldn't rely on that. Hi, Ismail. Greetings. Maybe tomorrow night the shutdown will end. Earliest tomorrow night, maybe Thursday. We'll see. Eric Trump is saying Bitcoin's going to go parabolic in Q4. Notice since he said that, we've been tanking. Yeah, the Trumps are not really good, are they? The Trumps aren't really good at with their crypto predictions. Good day, Aussie. Happy Wednesday to you. We're still alive, not over until it's actually over. True. From Lambos to Pintos. Aesthetic wants to buy a dip. What are you looking for? $16.99. Companies paying for AI services going to be as much as paying people. Yeah, but they need less AI. But does it really work? Depends on what you're doing, I guess. Hey, Jason. Thank you. The Bitcoin weekly chart. Aussie, you still like that on the weekly? I mean, right, some might say the old reverse cup and handle, right? The old reverse cup and handle. I don't know what that means, but it certainly looks like it, right? It certainly looks like a reverse cup and handle. What does that mean? Nothing. But yes, it's still it's still an overall uptrend on the weekly. I mean, that is still true. So yeah, we continue marching up. That is still true. Higher lows and higher highs on the Bitcoin weekly chart going back into 2023. Yeah, people always find new jobs, David. It's not been an issue. You just have to change your profession. For many people, there'll always be service jobs. AI is not going to take over a lot of service jobs. Was 2024 the top for altcoins? That's a good question, Mark. That is a really good question. Let's see, that would be others, right? Week. Yeah, we had the big run there in 2024. And since then, others has gone down. That's not good. The weakness of others, the strength of Bitcoin. I mean, Doge is there too, right? We could say same for Doge. So far, not looking good. Oh, we're getting like a big pennant here or triangle. Watch for that. Going to take out a 50-year mortgage on your house for funsies and give the bank all that money? No. No, thank you. Hey, Handy Dan, how are you? I could have went out for a free meal, but grilled a ribeye at home, hard to beat home cooking. Yeah, I get that. 76 to 80 in the Navy. Thank you for your service, Dan. Grilled ribeye sounds good, though. Tasty. Hi, Gene. I just bought some Pepe. Do you think that it is a good coin to invest into, or do you think I should get out now? You just bought it and you want to get out already? What was your thinking? I mean, you bought it, so you had to have something in mind. I'm still waiting for a meme coin run or meme token run. I still think there's going to be another one. Will it be as big as 2024? Maybe not, but I'm still looking for that. So you wait for the big green candles. That's what I'm doing with my Pepe. I bought some Pepe a week ago. And I'm waiting for the big green candles. How high? When? We'll see. I don't control that. James thinks a mini pump is coming. Well, Dan, again, I've said this many times. The real estate taxes you pay, at least here in Boston, they go to pay for the fire department, the police department, the teachers, right? And all of the other administrative services of the city or town. That's what pays for all of that. So I'm okay paying a real estate tax. So if there's a fire at my house, the fire department's going to come, right? And put the flame out, right? I kind of want that. I kind of want the police to keep, the city or town safe. That's what your real estate taxes pay. Where else are they going to get the money? They could get the money from the state, but then the state would have to raise your state taxes, right? To give out to all the cities and towns for these services. It's one or the other. It's still going to be taxes and you're still going to pay them. That's the way it works. If I'm 18 and still living with my parents, do you get the 2000? There's no 2000 aesthetic. There isn't. Until there is, there isn't. And then Sec Besant yesterday said that he thought that if we were going to have this $2,000 kind of dividend, it would be more in the realm of like a tax break and not actual checks being printed. It would be tax break. So. Right. If you pay taxes by working, you might get a tax break. And this new 50-year mortgage thing is not looking good for Trump. Trump apparently is pretty mad at somebody within his administration who talked him into coming out with this thing. And now Trump's mad because all the backlash is there about how horrible an idea it is. And Trump's like, wait a minute. It was somebody else's idea in the administration. It wasn't Trump's. But he got talked into it. I wouldn't want to be that guy. Hey, Joshua. I don't know where the Pax cat is. Happy Tuesday. Dangling the $2,000 carrot is ridiculous. Agreed. You just got to take it for what it is. It's Trump, you know. Half the things he says. Hey, we're going to buy Greenland. Remember that? What happened to that? Guess we're not buying Greenland, right? If the price goes back to 100K, billions of leverage longs will be liquidated. Yep. The market makers would like to see that. Billions more liquidated. We'll see how that goes. In the meantime, it's looking pretty weak right now. Short time frame. Bitcoin's looking weak here. 1025 now. You bought at 18 after the flash crash. You still have that position. Me? I didn't buy any. Yeah, I didn't buy at 18. You're talking about Dogecoin, right? No, I didn't buy any. Amazon laid off 14,000 phone operators. Now AI chat is the only way to dispute an order. Yep. It's cheaper for them. To all veterans, thank you for your service. Thank you, Joanna. Patience, grasshoppers. Should I wait for Doge to reach $1 or start drinking? What's your drink of choice? Chili's is offering free meals for veterans. I like Chili's every once in a while. I haven't been for a long time to a Chili's, but you got your free Starbucks. Starbucks. Right. They can take your house if you don't pay. So pay it. You want the police to keep your house safe, right? You want the fire department to come if there's a fire, right? So you pay it. It's not that hard. You bought Shiba Inu too? What are you buying SHIB for? Oh, Gene, you've heard me talking about SHIB all year long. I know you've been here. Why did you buy SHIB? You need to tell me what your thinking was. You need to tell me what your thinking was and what you were expecting when you bought SHIB. Because I know you listen to me a lot, and I never say good things about SHIB. Like, maybe it might go on some kind of run, but at this point, like, a bunch of SHIB bag holders out there. Everyone else has left. Yeah, I know you're in Megall. I'm trying to get back into Megall. I was trying to be cute. It was at $1.29, so I set a limit order at $1.29, and it didn't fill. Dumb. Find a better way to pay for the fire department. They got to find a, that's the way they do it. It is what it is, Rambo. I don't want the people who qualify for a 50-year mortgage living in my neighborhood. That is true too. Oh, the banks will love that. I'll bet the banks were behind this thing. I'll bet the banks talked that guy into talking to Trump. Because the banks win with a 50-year mortgage. Nobody else wins. I think this one Trump heard pretty loud and clear that it was a dumb idea. You may need a rare earth magnet. Yeah, how do I get one of those? Yep, fake versus real. I get it. Nervous about what's happening to altcoin season. Yep. We do need strong news to push things up. Yes, something has to spark the rally. Something has to spark it. Yeah. We're going to win so much, we'll get sick of winning, except if it comes to crypto. That was in parentheses, except when it comes to crypto, because only the Trump family will win. Everyone else will lose. You bought some at 18, bought some at 16.6, not buying anymore till we get that reversal. The Chili's triple dipper. It sounds good. I don't know what's in there, but it sounds good. Mr. T, never buy sheep. In Texas, we don't call the police. All right. Yeah, sorry, Gene. I mean, wait till at least turns around a little bit and comes back up. You don't want to sell on the big red candle. Sheep's just dropping here. At least let it go back up to 10. It's now at 9.6. I don't know. Just markets go up and down. They don't just go down straight. We have possibly, the end of the government shutdown tomorrow that could pump markets. We'll see. I think today they're just front running that good news that's going to come, dumping things. I don't know. If you don't have patience, the crypto world is not a good idea for anyone. That is true. Yeah, I do not like talking on the phone to AI. Don't like it at all. Hey, Witty, I'm in the mindset of holding long. We'll sell if it hits my target. If not, and it drops, I'll just keep accumulating until the next pump. Yeah. The non-stop spinning wheel of death. Well, sorry about that. Everything looks fine on my end. Excellent broadcast from here. I don't know how your internet connection is. Your order filled at $1.29 and mine didn't. It's your fault. I don't have my Megall. It's your fault. Why did they fill yours and not mine? Ooh. Oh no, we're touching the red box. We're touching the red box. 17.1 right here. Ah. I know I saw somebody post that McRib thing. Yeah, Raul Paul is killing a lot of people. I agree. That whole banana zone. And then the business cycle thing, we've been talking about that. He has a lot of followers. A lot of followers. He was right on Solana, but not for the reason he thought Solana was going to pump. A year and a half, 2 years ago. He was right on Solana, but he didn't know it was going to be because of the pump.fun shit tokens, because that's what pumped Solana. It wasn't their blockchain or any big use or anything. It's all fake value because of pump.fun. So he was right, but not really right. The market makers love both good and bad news, right? They get paid. Take out the longs, take out the shorts. Take out the longs, take out the shorts. I get tired of winning. Yeah, I know, 50-year mortgage. It's all interest up front. It's all interest. For the first 10 years you're paying, you're hardly getting any equity. If you're buying anything, it would be more Pengu. Pengu's been getting slammed too. It's down a lot. The correlation is when Doge is down, we talk more about food. That is true. That is true. We do tend to end up there. Ribeye steaks and all. Chilies and pickles, you know. You need money printing. Low rates. Again, another rate cut will be coming in December, but you only lost a couple cents and you rolled it into more Pepe. Good luck with the Pepe. Pepe's at 58.5. Yeah. Good luck with this. It's a double bottom from Saturday. So showing support. At one time this cycle, Shiba was up. Yeah, back in early 2024. She did go on a run then. Waiting for that to come back. Hey, Gappy, how are you? Barca Frank thinks the cycle's over. No one's getting presents if crypto doesn't go up. Spinny wheel thing on YouTube. Maybe their AWS server is slow. Could be. I've got an excellent connection on my end for my connection going out. Not the red box. I know, right, Charlie? It touched it right there. It touched it. Lots of leverage. 102. I believe you. I know, RJ. Like I said earlier, everything's getting pushed to the right. Exactly. There's nothing going on right now to push it. That is true. I'm going to chop around here till the Santa rally. The big Santa rally. Come on. Are you tired of winning? That guy, man. Now he's saying he's got big shorts for this sort of short-term drop, which is similar to Merlin's thing here, right? Short-term drop, and then it pumps. That's what James Wynn is saying now. He's thinking like this. So that way he wins either way. He plays both sides. 2027, Con. Interesting. We talk more about food because we're all probably hungry. Don't count on Powell. What do you mean? Jerome's our buddy and our pal now. Dropping interest rates. Doge is going to rip suddenly. It's going to be from positive, unpredictable news like X money. Yep, that's what I've been saying. Like X money. Elon, the wild card. $2026 low rates, money printing, stimmy checks, ETFs. Recession. You forgot that one, RJ. Recession. Bad jobs, layoffs. The only thing saving it from being a recession is Trump continuing to drill, baby, drill to keep oil prices down. helping out the farmers so that their food prices stay low. That stuff. That's why he's doing it. So it doesn't officially be a recession, but we all have felt it. No, I didn't show the heat map. I wasn't going to get into it, but it's like, sure. I don't know what time frame I need to look at, like the 2-week. Now my computer fan is starting to go off. So if you hear a whoosh, it's my computer fan. Looks like still a lot more on the top side here, up at 112. $400 million at 112. They need to go after the shorts. There's not as much longs down here anymore. They need to get the shorts. That's what I see, T. A lot more up here. 112. See what Doge looks like on the 2-week as well. Yeah, my computer's slowing down now. There we go. Yeah, much more up on the upside here. $9 million here at 19 cents. Another 7 million at 19.7. Much more heavy on the shorts here than the longs. Well, that's a stupid thing to say, Giovanni. Sorry, but that's just a stupid thing to say. We would be in a shithole if she was our president. But can it, Matt? Who says we have to have a parabolic phase? It can keep going sideways and then it can drift down. Doesn't have to be parabolic. Just because it was in the past, right, doesn't necessarily mean it has to. How can you expect Doge to pump in 26 when it's supposed to be a bear market? Well, it's not supposed to be a bear market, Con. We've been talking extended cycles here. Come on. Got to get on the extended cycle program. This time it's different, right? Come on. Come on. This time it's different. Everything is unknown. Dogecoin goes on a run when everyone least expects it, but it needs that catalyst, and that can happen anytime. The bottom of the bear market, Elon bought Twitter late in 2022. And Dogecoin doubled in price when everything else was hurting. So yeah, Doge can run. It needs the catalyst. LOL today. You were ordering $1.29 and $1.30. Keep on taking the ask. You might have took tickets of mine. Yep. I think you did. I think you're the one who kept me from buying. Now I could have always upped my price to $1.30, right? I might try that tomorrow. Maybe I'll do what you did tomorrow. See what happens. Tomorrow will be a green day. You can feel it, John. You can feel it. All right, just print money. That's what Biden did. That's how he kept from a recession, was printing money. One Doge still tastes like one Doge. Yeah. All right, Warbs is back. Melania coin, did it dump again? That doesn't surprise me. Yep. Classic, right? Classic. You guys saw Zcash, right? We were talking about that one yesterday. It's on a bigger time frame. But yeah, it's like it actually did a double. From 700 to 400. That's a big drop. So there's a lot of that. Today it was VThor and VChain, right? Look at that. Nice big pump. And then it comes all the way back down. Ouch. VThor token, same thing. And I hold some of the VThor token, same thing. It dropped even further than the launch. Oh, that's bad. I didn't want to see that. Yeah, this market is just not supporting much. The government shut down, hopefully by the end of the week, and then all of a sudden Doge starts going up. Christoph went to gather intel on Mamdani. Warbs, what were you doing? Should have voted for Jeb. I don't know. I still don't know what happened to Jeb. I don't know what happened in the primary and why he wasn't more popular. I never figured that out. Oh, it was a joke. Got it. You got to be more evident that you're saying something you don't mean. Matt, it just might be different this time. In the past, that's what happened with crypto. But with all the ETFs, institutional buying, governments, like all that stuff, it just might not do that this time. Oh, hi, Ryan. Hi, you guys. Wasn't the idea of 2026 being a bear year based on the 4-year cycle? Yes. Same time, this 4-year cycle seems to be failing now. Yep. So 2026 as a bear falls apart. That could be. Indeed. It makes it tougher on us guys here, us analysts, right? Doing our charts. It's like, wait a second. And that's what, I mean, I was making fun of Trader Allen all the time because he kept pointing to a year ago in the big pump saying we were going to get another one this time. And I was like, no, the November pump a year ago was Trump winning the election and Elon with the Department of Government Efficiency Doge thing. So Doge went up 250%. That doesn't mean it's going to happen again this year. We're going into an extended cycle possibly because there's not been a parabolic. You just have to forget the parabolic thing. You just have to put that behind us, Matt. You're going to restrain yourself about Kamala? Being nosy has its price. Hey, David. Good to have you here. Ryan didn't get that guy. You didn't get that guy, Ryan. The XAI guy. Yeah, Pengu has been bad since July. Not a good chart. Starting to think that they flip a coin. Yeah, which way do we want to take the market this way? Well, it's been a lot of Tuesdays we just looked at a little bit ago. A lot of Tuesdays. Yep. Edutainment, Matt. I get it. It just looks like this parabolic thing might not happen. So we have to be ready for that. Don't expect it. You have your Doge order set at 99 cents. Aussie. Awesome. Love it. Oh. Well, nice to hear about your mom, Warps. She's a battler, right? She's one of those. Jeb was sensible and rational, which in U.S. politics means boring. Ugh. 2025 has been weird. That's a good word for it, Adam. I almost feel like if they open the government tomorrow, it'll be just a blip in the crypto and go down again. Nope, you're right, Adam. That's not being a bear. That's reality right now. Nothing's holding up. Your celebration was cookies and coffee. Living it up. Hey, she's 78, you know? Good for her, though. Is this a bear market? Well, Craig, we don't have confirmation of that yet. And a lot of that has to do with the overall Bitcoin trend when you zoom out. We were just looking at this. So there's no confirmation of a bear market yet. And I just point to Bitcoin. Now, alts aren't doing well. That's for sure. Bitcoin dominance is still at 60%. But Bitcoin is still following a pattern. And the pattern is still up and to the right. So until that totally fails, right? We're not in a bear market yet. The cusp of a bear market, that's correct. We're hanging on right at the 50-week moving average, the upward sloping support line, like all this stuff. The confluence is all like right here. The battle's on. Jack's making money on the short. William is happy for Jack. What's Jack's next move, though? So we just pack up and watch paint dry. Ain't got time for that, exactly. Gene, I don't know yet. I'm not ready to start making predictions on the downside, but most likely not 5 cents, especially if the ETFs get rolling. No, maybe 10, but not 5. I don't think we're going to see single-digit Doge again. If Bitcoin dips below 100K again, should we be concerned? Let's wait till Sunday. If it's below 100K at the end of Sunday, then we'll start worrying. All right. Warbs. That's funny. I'll get to torture you for a bit longer. That's good. Shaj, we don't know. Nothing is confirmed yet, whether you're holding longer term or not. Nothing's confirmed. Victor's opening in a long on ETH. Victor's opening a long on ETH. Got another one. Oh, you're still working, Ryan? Yeah, don't be late, Ryan. Don't be late. No, don't be late. Old Saga song. Don't be late. Great song. You should listen to that one, Ryan. Saga. Don't be late. Song of the day. Song of the day. I never said MicroStrategy is bullish. MicroStrategy is terrible. Metaplanet's even worse. But that's not Bitcoin. Buying MicroStrategy is not the same as buying Bitcoin. I've never been one to say that. Yeah. Bearish. MicroStrategy, bearish. It's like a big M, right? This is a weekly, so it's over a long period of time, right? Yeah. Big M for MicroStrategy. Although now they're strategy B or whatever, but it's still MSTR. That's not good. Not good. I did a swing trade on MicroStrategy fall a year ago, and I made money on it, and I never bought back. It was just a swing trade thing. That's all I did. Best Dogetainment on YouTube. Thank you, Aussie. Flirting with breaking the 50-week moving average. Barely closed above it 2 days ago. A lot of people waiting to see what happens tomorrow. Yeah, I've been there too, Con, round tripping. That's why I took profits back in December from my 2-cent Dogecoin. I sold it this time, 42 cents. So I didn't round trip that crypto, but the crypto I bought since then may end up being round tripped. So if X payment starts, fiat only, how many days does Doge pump? 2. I give it 2. That's it. That's all you'll get. 2 days. Jack's going long now. All right. Hey, Jack's a bull. Everybody, Jack's a bull. All right, let's go. You're a bull. Is this on Bitcoin or Doge? What did you say up here? Oh, you didn't say what you sold. Or I missed it. Oh, you just said you closed your long, but I don't know what that was for. Mega Millions tonight. I have no tickets. No tickets. Con's thinking Doge to 5 cents. But we'll have ETFs. We got 2 treasury companies. We've got governments and institutions starting to buy Dogecoin. What am I going to do if I get confirmation of a bear market, Romario? That's a good question. I have a number of options, and I am thinking about them right now. I'm not going to say them right now. I'm not going to say them right now, but I do have options. I'll just leave it at that. I know, Nick, the lotteries like the absurd prizes because that's what gets the attention and gets more people buying tickets. The lotteries used to be lower dollars and just kind of calm, but now it's the big money that makes them more money, and that's what it's about. My bubble's going to do the same on ETH. You're going to go long on ETH, 3,400. All right, good luck. Everybody should go long right now. Just buy. You don't have to go long. Just buy on the dip. Just buy, spot. Thank you, Dopey. Everybody hit the like. Hit the like. When in doubt, look at the Bitcoin weekly chart. Until that loses support, I'm bullish. Yeah, we could be just bouncing off it again. This time last year, Doge was moving last year. So I have to go out to the weekly chart. Yeah, we were up 28, 30 cents. We were in the middle of this big green candle here. So we were right in that range on the 11th of November. I could go to the daily and look, but I'll have to scroll, right? November 11th. Dogecoin moved on November 11th from 27 cents up to 35 cents. And that is the day before I took profits. I took profits on November 12th, right there, a little red circle. That's where my limit order hit at 42,069, right there. 1 year ago tomorrow. Holding for a big run, stacking dry powder for a bear. Nobody knows the next move. Yeah, Saga did a lot of touring as a supporting band. And they played with just about everybody, from what I remember. I'm trying to remember where I saw them, because I did see them. It wasn't Styx. It was somebody like that, though. And they were awesome. They were great. I still listen to their songs. Don't Be Late is the song of the day. I'm down so much on crypto, not selling. So round tripping it, huh? I mean, it's all when you get in, right? I mean, that's a lot of what crypto is. It's when you get in. The daily chart doesn't look so bad. This doesn't look bad. I mean, we're threatening to go back into the red box here, but overall the structure is not bad on the daily for Dogecoin. I'm not as worried. Warbs is going in on bonk. Good luck. I'm returning to work tomorrow, so I'm sure the price will go up because I can't pay close attention to it. 2 days it is. I don't know, Sunshine. It's just one of those things. Be ready to take profits if you get those big green candles. Yeah, I got some bonk too. I don't have billions. I've got hundreds of millions, but not billions. Hey, Julian, you hate it when the markets go down? Me too. Everyone's taking shorts, making money, shorting the weak alts. They're looking for 90K. Well, they're probably looking to take out the CME gap, right? That's what a lot of people are predicting, is that right there. Bitcoin to take out the CME gap down to 92. In hindsight, yeah, low roller, that was a pretty stupid trade for the Mavericks to make. Trading Luka Doncic. But they did get the #1 pick, and they did get Cooper Flagg, and they're going to have him for a long time. So they wouldn't have Cooper Flagg if they'd kept Luka Doncic. So there is that. Right, the catalyst is coming. ETFs, Elon sending out a tweet. Never know. They're just trading momentum, Julian. Hit the like button, says the like button. I like the like button account. Nice. You come in here, what do you say? Hit the like button. You want a 1K stream? I do too. That'd be fun. We need that fun and excitement back into crypto, because it's not happening right now. The fact that retail is mostly bearish could open the door for things to pump. Maybe, Tyler. Well, no, I never went to a Kansas concert. I don't like Kansas. I never liked the band. But could have been. I mean, they could have toured with Kansas, but that wasn't the one I went to. Don't Be Late. Pretty good song. I agree. So many clowns on X saying biggest pump in history starts after the government reopening. They're the guys who are all content creators, right? Monetized on X. So they just post whatever gets them the most views and clicks. That's what it's all about. Crypto Rover, like all those guys. So they're just going to say things, even if they know they're not true, like the Trump dividend checks, right? Even though they know it's not true, they keep posting it. Yeah, Elon did say X money is going to roll out, but he's never been really good with his scheduling. You know that, right? My Pengus almost have too, Nick. I'm right in there with you. Right, another Tuesday dump. Well, Romario, I mean, this guy's saying it goes 92 and then it takes off like a rocket. So why not? If Merlin the trader says it, just needs to shake out the CME gaps and then it's free to go higher, right? They don't care about the CME gap. Yeah, I get it. Nick, I don't believe in the CME gaps. I don't think they're a thing. The price just happens to go down and fill the gap. Basically, all it is on a Friday, Bitcoin closes, right, at 96. And then on Monday, it opens at 97. Then there's a gap. That's all. It's futures trading, because futures trading doesn't go over the weekend. So this is for Bitcoin CME futures. So stops on a Friday, starts again on a Monday, and that price difference of whatever it did over the weekend becomes a gap. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. It's just a coincidence. I don't believe this stuff at all. I don't believe in it at all. But if this does actually happen, I mean, if Bitcoin goes down to 92 and that rockets up to 135,000, okay, maybe I'll believe it then. Can you imagine Bitcoin racing up to $135,000, $140,000 right at year's end? There'll be some fun live streams if that's happening. We'll come back to this. I should bookmark this, right? Yeah, I'm going to bookmark this. Bink. I bookmarked it. We'll come back to that. Put a pin in it, as people say. Let's put a pin on that. And then when it comes to a bear market, well, of course, but these guys are all saying that it needs to close the CME gap before going higher. Yeah, I know they said win now, but you're not going to do it with a rookie and Anthony Davis. Yeah, bad to sell now. I want to sell so bad. Fear and greed is low. Big red candle. Not a good time to sell. I agree, Kriss. I don't want to think about that either. The Bitcoin chart is not saying bear market, my friend. It's not saying that yet. Still above the 50-week moving average, still above the upward sloping support line. That is not saying bear market yet. Not confirmed, my friend. Kansas is bad all around. JJ, I can't tell you what to do, man. You got to make that decision. Bitcoin dominance, just holding at 60%. We could see 29 cents. Doge could just turn around and pop up. I've got my magnet right here. It's right there, 29.30 cents. Let's go. Right back up. We were last there on 8th of September. Bonk will not hit 1 cent, Nicholas. Bonk will not hit 1 cent. Maybe ever. Ever. And I know that's a strong word, but ever. 0.00012. 1 cent. No, not going to happen. It's not the bonk chart I typically use. Use this one, right? Yeah. This one. Yeah, I bought right here at 23. Wasn't a good time to buy. I missed the red candles. I shouldn't have bought there. It was on a green candle coming up. Oh, it was actually a red candle on the daily, if I recall. Right? Yeah. It was right in there. So yeah, almost cut in half. It kept pumping up to 4, but I didn't sell there. I was too bullish. I didn't have my swing trading hat on at the time. I had October on my mind. Effing crypto. I know, right, man? Maxim, you're so right. Effing crypto. That is so right. All right, Ron, have fun. Yeah, bonk to a cent. Not going to happen. Coleslaw beats. I think the weak will suffer. Only the strongest will prevail. Yeah. Would hate to think we got a round trip at another 4 years. Selling after the liquidation of early October, not a good strategy. Yeah, but we didn't know. Romario, it was early October. Everyone was talking October. We had no idea that was going to happen. So to say you should have sold, no. Nobody was selling then. Nobody was selling then. Price from the 1st of October, it was going sideways. It was just going sideways from the 1st to the 10th. And then it dumped. Nobody was selling here. It was actually lower at that time than the September pump, up to 30 cents. So nobody was selling. The chart doesn't even say time to sell. Nothing here says that. Sorry. I don't know why they say that. It's just the difference in price between a Friday and a Monday. It doesn't mean anything. I don't know why they always say that. What's up, MB? Simply because it exists. That's right, Nick. I'm holding right now, Martin. I'm holding. So, but again, I've got other options and I'll be exploring them depending on how this goes, but it's a coincidence. Exactly. A visual phenomenon. Yeah, the rules have changed. It's hard to say that, but yep. About 3 weeks ago, that's when, right after this big flash crash happened, that's when I turned. I turned to an extended cycle guy. When we were doing all this sideways trading here in October, I was like, yeah, this is different. This is different. It's a short-term thing. Hopefully tomorrow, price is going up, just bouncing around, come back up, green candle tomorrow. U.S. government shutdown ending. Woohoo! Green candles. Let's go. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, right, Adam? Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Hindsight 2020, all of that. Oh, John, sorry. I didn't do it. I've been busy. Let me take care of that. I'll send myself an email. Okay, John? John Doge. Thanks for the reminder. That's my bad. There. Now it's in my email. Well, you didn't lose 50 or 60%. You were down 50 or 60, right? You don't lose unless you sell. So just down. That's what I call it, being down. This administration was the best, and it was the best of times. It was the worst of times, right, CDC? It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. You think Oasis is a privacy coin? Is it? It hasn't done the same thing like Zach did. Market sentiment drives the changes. Yeah, but at the same time, past support does play a role when it comes to the leverage trading, because that's the previous point where certain leverage was taken out. So it does play a role, because we can go to the heat map and we can say, look, they took out leverage up to a certain level, but they didn't take it out higher. So we call this, resistance line right here at 18.5, right? We call that resistance. But do you know what that is? That just means they only have to go up a little bit to 19 cents to take out those shorts. That's the way I see it. Those previous price points, both high and low, play a role when it comes to the leverage. I have nothing else to do for the next 4 years. You don't check your email? Yeah, I'm still an email guy. T thinks we're bouncing. Unstable at its finest. Yeah, Ron. It's still sideways. Tariffs back and forth. That was bad. Longest government shutdown in history. Yeah, that was bad. 2025 has not been a great year to allow for a big bull market. The news always wins, right? It's not going to go up just because the calendar says it should. Too scared to do shorting? Yeah, then don't do it. And you hate shorters too. Yeah, you don't want me to hate you. You don't want me to hate you. Yeah, I argue against the CME gaps all the time. They don't mean diddly squat. They really don't. It's just a coincidence if it happens. Good night, sunshine. Yeah, Trump coin, Melania coin. I bought into the Trump thing. Shouldn't have. Thought I was buying on a big dip. Yes. They need to pump the economy to win the midterms. If we're anything close to a recession in 2026, that's not going to be good. And they'll lose Congress. Republicans don't want to lose Congress. Hey, maybe the Supreme Court will outlaw the tariffs. They'll say it's unconstitutional or something. I don't know. We've always had tariffs before. CME is going to trade 24/7 next year? Really? I didn't hear that, John. Well, there you go. Enjoy the gaps while you got them. No spring pump. True. The summer of chop. Chop and dip in the fall. So if you roll it back about 3 months, then there's some similarities. Could be. If the Democrats take Congress, then they're going to start handing out free money again. Inflation will go back up. Grok said courts will decide on the tariffs after January 1st. I know it's getting cold, isn't it, T? You feel it? You feel it? I don't care about cheaper eggs. That was bird flu deal anyway. Yeah, that was just bad timing. On Biden's part, it was bad timing. It wasn't specifically anything Trump did. It was just the circumstance. Hey, Dim K, how are you? Good evening. Yep, just about to wrap it up here. Because we're just kind of, not doing a lot today. Kind of rounding out here. We hit support here, right, at 1718, which is the top of the red box. We're still between two boxes. Between two boxes. A tale that never gets old. Between two boxes. Oh. Yes, I hold Pepe. I do. I thought buying it 0.00006 was a good move, and now it's 0.00055. But that's the way it goes, right? I bought on a big dip, and it dipped some more. It dipped some more. All right, my friends, I hope everyone has a great evening. And Aussie, I hope you have a great Wednesday. Everybody else, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll be back for the end of the U.S. government shutdown. What? We might be pumping tomorrow at this time. I hope so. The live streams are so much more fun when you get big green candles. So we'll be checking that tomorrow. Everyone take care. We'll see you.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.